see.
Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode on Along with FVR. Today is a special edition answering DMs and reflections from the first 2 weeks of the immersion. So, as usual, we're going to answer some DMs that we received, but first, some words from our sponsors. Turkish Airlines. Travel around the world for $600. Kuala Lumpur to Boston, back and forth, $600. Make your reservation before April 30th, 2022. Cooperativa Ahorro y Crédito JTP te permite comprar alrededor del mundo con la tarjeta Visa. I highly recommend Cooperativa Ahorro y Crédito, Visa and MasterCard. They are your best choice. And last but not least, Eddie Bauer. If you cannot find your Patagonia or your Columbia, get Eddie Bauer. Covers the same for this price. Now, first time in Cambridge, because this is not Boston. As you've seen at the beginning of the video, there is a river. That's the Charles River. And in front is Boston. Here is Cambridge. So, two different jurisdictions, two different police departments, two different ways to do business. What you see behind is the MIT Sloan School of Business, which is for management, business, MBAs, you know it. Undergrad and grad school. Now, things are a little more expensive. If you compare to Houston, let's say that here you feel inflation a little more. Food is alright, and environment, I would say, is a little colder. Now you realize I use a patty, and I also use one of my flannels, because yesterday, actually today in the morning, we were around 45 Fahrenheit. So, difficult if you're not used to. What else? The sunlight doesn't last as long, so you need to plan accordingly. Especially if you consider the temperature drops at night, that will be something. Running is actually good, because places here are nice, the weather helps, not so much humidity. Now, going to business, you can learn a lot. Immersion helps a lot. System dynamics, highly recommended. You need to see how the whole business environment goes to the next level when you begin to apply system dynamics. And then you have a typical finance, good learning about option strategies. You need to read about option strategies. You need to live with option strategies, because those become your friends. Now, we were supposed to have Dr. John Kaur, but he got a personal bad news concerning with his soil, or seal, his cat. So I wish him the best in this turbulent hour. I'm pretty confident that he will overcome. Now, what people were waiting for, messages. What kind of messages we were getting from this time? So let's start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. And so we have, for example, what about Angel from Houston, Texas? She says she's very happy to see that things are getting better. She literally texted, me alegro mucho, espero que todo esté bien. Saludos para ti, Bora, espero que la pases muy bien. And we got a question from Danilo Santales, because he mentioned that if I was in Dallas. No, I was not in Dallas, Houston, two different cities. But thank you for the message, man. It's always appreciated. We have Kian Lee from Kuala Lumpur. was asking about if I have enough room for the luggage to bring the jars. You know what I mean? Those special spicy jars from China. Those are very nice, very tasteful. So, little story. There was some jars because here the food sometimes it doesn't have the same flavor that you were expecting. And a friend was already here, missing that from her place of origin, and she literally asked to her husband if she knows somebody who can travel with those, and that's where I entered the equation. I say that I have enough space, so one thing led to another, and now everybody happy. Fancy that, right? Let's keep moving. We have. Oh, we have this. Some people that were literally texting like, example, Juan Along. Juan Along was asking like, "Are you really travel? Are you really running?" Because I posted some pictures that I was running in the weather, and I was like, "No, I didn't run that day. I ran yesterday. I took the pictures and I posted the day after." And immediately I got the text back like, "Why are you sending those right now? Like, if you're not running, don't run or don't share the pictures." So people began to be angry about the pictures. So sorry, not sorry. We're gonna be sharing pictures as long as we can. In fact, thank you for that opportunity to reflect on those running pictures. Maybe I'm gonna take a video showing where I run. Of course, it's gonna be like 30 minutes, 32 minutes long, but you will see parts of the hidden sides of both Cambridge and Boston. Next, we have Ila, who was asking about the ticket. There was a ticket going on for today and tonight. Wait a second, it's tonight and tomorrow, the Spring Fest. A student organized the event. It's a music festival, but there was an option to pay either with the credit card or with tech card. So the mistake was when I shared the news that you can pay with tech card because it literally says right there that you have the option. It didn't work, and I was accused of misinformation. But like I don't design that. I just saw the option and say you can pay with that, but I pay with my credit card. But that's how you live with it. Sorry for that. Well, actually, sorry, not sorry. I didn't do that. If I did it, of course I would be like, I should put the tech card option actually working. So thank you for the message, Gila. What else? We have Osvaldo Sanchez from Guayaquil, Ecuador. He's asking like, how is everything? Like, what about the temperature? And when I show a picture that the temperature was 2 degrees Celsius, he was like, man, that thing is cold. Yes, it can get cold at night. You figure. But we overcome. And thank you, Osvaldo, for the message. What else we have? Oh, we have Jarat Ma. Usually he's like asking like where to find team. So there is something in MIT, Timmy the Beaver, the official mascot. And guess what? A lot of people has been looking for the mascot. So yeah, he's not alone. I'm also looking for the mascot, Timmy the Beaver. We hope to find him one day before we leave. We're always hopeful. Now we have another message. This is Mohit from Kuala Lumpur. He says, thank you for sharing the pictures. It's about always keeping motivated, looking forward the morning messages. Thank you, Mohit. Really encouraging. Of course, there are some people who will love the pictures, some people who will hate the pictures, but hey, we move on. I'm very glad to receive those messages. I hope you're doing fine. What else we have? We have we have a message from Sixto Chang in the DMs showing how things were getting a little different, and because the memes happens between Barcelona and Emelec. Emelec had a Copa Libertadores match against Palmeiras this week. Everybody was betting that Emelec will get like 5 goals, but they only lost 3-1. So an L is still an L, and we're going to be some revolts between the fans of MLX towards the ownership. And Sixto shared those as usual. Thank you, Sixto, for sharing. Always keeping updated of what is going on in Latin American football. What else we have? Oh, Najezda, when she was literally asking for pictures to get better in the class, and I answered, and then I texted like a quotation mark. Thank you, Fabian. You're welcome, Najezda. She say like, thank you for completing the feedback loop. Absolutely. We already trained so much about system dynamics that now we see either balancing or a reinforcing loop, stocks, flows. It's good to learn, but even better to apply. So, thank you, Najesa, for the message. What else we have? We have Andres Montes from Mexico, who was literally asking like, disculpa Fabián, ¿tú sabes dónde puedo encontrar un supermercado cerca? And then I answered, well, okay, the question was, sorry Fabián, do you know where is a closed market around here? And I answered back, yeah, there is one like literally walking 10 minutes on the same street. And then we went together to see where it was good options, plenty of options, the best options. Like you can find a lot of wines for less than $5. Figure this out. Hear me out. You can get a Chardonnay, you can get a Shiraz, you can get a Pinot Noir for $5. That's like a good deal. And also the seltzers. Man, Americans are on the rush with a seltzer, the seltzer menu. Those are good, let's be honest. Those are good. So thank you, Andres, for the message. We have Carlos de Palacio, who literally was saying that, hey, I'm around here. So the story with him is like we collaborated for the Slum FinTech, and we generated codes for the cohort so they can access the virtual for an affordable price. Now we got the chance to come around here. We were like, okay, let's talk about it. And we discussed strategies to build a sustainable conference. And when we mean sustainable, it's like, which is the minimum amount of people you need to keep that moving forward. So that's important. Another important thing is like, how much do you really need to recruit in terms of people per hour and also the outcome per hour? Fascinating, isn't it? And I hope things are going well for you, Carlos, because we discussed that you're traveling for 2 weeks. He is likely to be one of our guests in our series later on, so we will look forward to that. What else? We have a message from Fabian Aníbal, my father, who was like literally asking me about my haircut because I didn't get a reasonable haircut. And then I have to explain that I have to do it a little lower than usual because I'm gonna be traveling for more than 1 month. So the first pictures you will see will always be very low on the haircut, but it's by design because usually the best or the most hectic or the most memorable events usually happens on the end of the trip. And that's why I want the haircut to look pretty neat. So that's the explanation behind. I hope everything is doing fine, Father. Now, a message from Mother. She says, yeah, I look a little worried. That haircut is not looking good. The same basis. I decided to do the haircut a little lower than usual, so it can take longer to grow, so the better pictures for the most memorable events that happens at the end of the journey will have the best version of the haircut. Thank you, Mom, for the message. Always good to hear from all of you. What else we have? We have other messages from, for example, about the draft. People from A&M were always discussing like the draft. We're gonna take an offensive player, a defensive player, and which is gonna be the team. And I'm glad that Houston Texans got a cornerback because they needed to improve that defense. So very important, and also an offensive tackle. So things can look better, but you know, it's better to have winning seasons and it's better to have wins in the playoffs. So still far from those good days, if there were ever good days. Yeah, at least no, I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan, you know. Okay, what else we have? A message from Mariam from in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. She's saying that how is the weather? It's true that there are a lot of ducks flying around, and then I sent a message. Yes, there is a lot of ducks flying around. Even when you're in Boston, you will see a lot of seagulls. So it's kind of nice to see how the environment allows to see all of these little mischiefs. By the way, talking about ducks that usually fly around, I was running one day and literally the sunlight was hitting so hard around 6:45 in the morning. But there were ducks that were still sleepy. Like you see that they put the head inside the wings. They were still sleepy. And people were running around left and right. So pretty much to think about the productivity of those ducks. What else we have? We have a message from Norris Mukembe from Johannesburg, South Africa. He's sharing some about the wishes, acknowledging the wishes because of his birthday that was days ago. So we are very happy that you got another year to live, which is very important. We are always happy to see people sharing these experiences in this planet. Very, very nice. And there is an invitation to see if we can go to a party. Very helpful. We will think about going there. I hope to be there. So if you see me there, it's because I happen to see this. What else we have? Pretty much that's it for now. We don't have so many messages going on. Oh yeah, Henry Fonda from Guayaquil, Ecuador. He asked me about what is going on with eToro and if there is a need to invest in eToro or in projects in general. So those are crypto tokens. eToro is a platform to trade crypto tokens. So you really need to see if the project is good for you. Because the value of a crypto token is, can you trade it? Can you get goods and services from it? Is the ecosystem big enough? So that's what you look for. And I will look into the projects for proof of stake, the smart contracts. Coins like Cardano or Solana, they have a lot of good promise. But don't fall for the scams, because everybody still remembers what happened with Jay Massini, who literally asked the Muslim community for dollars in exchange of giving bitcoins, and he never gave the bitcoins. So he was accused of fraud, cheat, and racketeering. So we know there are always scams everywhere. So do your own research, do your own homework, and you will do fine. Thank you, Henry, for the message. What else we have? What else we have? I guess pretty much we are done with this. Yeah, pretty much we're done. Oh, we got a message from Rafael Santa Cruz from Mexico, and he was happy to visit the Fenway Park. So that happened not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday before. I guess it was Wednesday 20. I guess it was Wednesday 20, if I'm correct. 9. Just put Wednesday or last week when we got the opportunity to visit the stadium of the Boston Red Sox. They were hosting a game against the Toronto Jayhawks. Wait a second, not the Jayhawks, it's the Blue Jays. Sorry, so many birds, so many teams. And the Blue Jays actually beat the Red Sox 5-1 or 5-2. It was a good experience, but never been in Fenway Park. If you ever visit Minute Maid Park in Houston, you will see that's a Leviathan that hosts 90,000 people and has a roof because it's a modern stadium. Fenway Park was built in 1912 and it was remodeled many times. So it was really good to see how that stadium was still standing and to feel the history there. We happened to see the Green Monster, and people may think about what is a Green Monster in Fenway Park. It's like a big wall that all the batters, usually to get a home run, the ball has to leave the park or go into the bleachers or into the people. But there is a big green wall, so bigger than the average of the stadium. So every time that a ball goes and is technically a home run in other stadium, here it will bounce, giving the chance for the secondary defense, the outfield, center fields, to grab the ball and avoid a scoring run. So it's like another player for the Boston Red Sox. But also works against them because if you are a batter for the local team and then you cannot get, then it's like a handicap for the stadium and for the local team if you don't know how to use it. What else we have here? Pretty much those are the messages for now. I really appreciate for everybody who were until this time of the video to recognize a little of the environment and also the reflections. What you see right now is not very normal. Usually sunny days are not the normal here. Mostly you will see cloudy days, or mostly you will see days that are cold, chilly and windy. But sunny days, those are a privilege. And you better recognize them and enjoy them while you have it. So, pretty much that's the story for today. I hope everybody stays safe and see ya when I see ya. Bye. And we got 41 minutes.